Well, hi everyone, and welcome back to Shady Oaks Farm. So today we are going to do hardwood. So we turn the camera around here and show you what we got going on. So all we've done so far is laid this paper down. So if you see me behind me here, let me turn the camera around a little bit and I'll show you what we're doing here. So you can see here we have this paper we're putting down. This is what we've done first. We're just going to start here and work our way across. We're not going to do the back room back there right now. We're going to work our way to that doorway there. And then we're going to come back and do the ceiling like we've done in here. I think I showed you a video of that. And we're going to do the ceiling in the sunroom. And then we'll go ahead and put the floor down in there. But we want to get the kitchen done so they get the cabinets in. You can see all of our cabinets back there I showed you before. So we want to get this hardwood back into the kitchen here where the island's going to be and where the cabinets are going to be so they can get these installed and we can move forward. So what we've done so far is we've got this, like I say, this Accubar B down. It's just a vapor barrier. It's got like a resin in between the paper. I've used it before when I've done our other hardwoods back where we lived before. So nothing special there. So anyway, so we established a line here. This line here from the door there is 85 inches. And so we went ahead and just laid these boards out to see how they lay out. Well, these boards might be off a 32nd or so, or a 16th. And if you add that up over 17 boards, that can come out to about 7/8 an inch, whatever. So we're going to back this line up here. I want to go forward an inch, but instead of doing that, I've established this line here at 85, which would be 17 boards. I'm going to go back 4 inches, and then that way it'll be 18 boards, but I'll give you my other inch I need beyond this line, if that makes sense. So we're going to start our first row here instead of here, and then we'll work our way across the room here that way. So I'll chalk another line here, 4 inches out, and then we'll start our row there. And then what we'll do, if you ever laid hardwoods before, we're going to do a reverse spline. And so what that means is that we're going this direction here, and then we'll go out probably about 5 or 6 boards to get it established. And then you can buy spline. I did not buy spline, I just made my own. So we have a spline here made out of hickory. I just took one board, planed it down. The spline is 7/16 thick by 1/4 inch wide. This way, it's a 1/4 inch wide this way by 7/16 this way. So I just planed the board down to 7/16, ripped pieces 1/4 inch, and that will be our spline. And so we'll put a spline in as we go. We'll put a spline in the back side here and then run our boards back the other way. So you see these pieces of wood here. This is going to be our sacrificial piece. We'll put this on the line back here on our new line we make, and then we'll screw these boards down, and that way I can take the flooring nailer and nail my board down through here without it moving and get my first row established. And then from there, we'll leave those in there while we get a few boards going here. So we'll have a nice, it's nice and laid down and nice and tight. We don't want that shifting on us later. So right now I'm going to move that line out 4 inches, like I said, and then we'll come back in and start our first row. We're just using a regular air nailer, flooring nailer. I bought this one many years ago, probably 15, 20 years ago. Nothing fancy, just a square. I'm using nails, not staples. There's a lot of controversy which way you want to go. Both of them have their pros and cons, but we are going to use, in this case, we are going to use nails. So I've used nails before. I think it's fine. Nails have a little bit more give. Staples don't. I don't expect a lot of expanding contraction in this house because this floor, the crawl space under this floor is conditioned. So meaning conditioned, it's heated and it's cooled. The crawl space is, so we're really not going to have a lot of variation in humidity and hot and cold and stuff like that. So like right now, if I went in there and it was 20 degrees outside, it'd be 60 degrees in the crawl space. So it's just nice to have it that way. In the summertime, when it's going to be 90 outside, it'll probably be 60 degrees in the crawl space. So it's pretty much stays a constant temperature down there. So let me get going here, and I'll mark this line out here, and I'm gonna nail I'm gonna go back 4 inches. I'm gonna put a little finish nail down here to hook my string onto, and then I'll come down there and tie my string off down there, snap a new line, and then we'll establish this first row. Down there. 4 inches out to the nail. Don't hit the wall. Watch what you're doing.
Huh?
Watch the wall. Don't hit the wall.
Yeah.
Got it?
Got it.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Check the middle there. Should be a line. There should be an arrow right there. There should be an arrow right there. I'll do that board somewhere. No, back this way. Back the other way. Can't see it.
Oh, now I see it.
Is my line on it?
Yeah, you are.
Alright, so here we go again. Put your finger in the center.
I'm gonna put my finger on that line.
Huh?
I'm gonna put my finger on that line.
Yeah. Put your finger in the middle. Reach to your left, reach to your right. It's better to use your left or right hand when you do that, but that's alright.
Oh, change?
Yes. Okay. Quit answering your phone.
I'm not answering my phone. What do you think that?
Okay, go pick it up. That's better. So we got our first row here, and you can see we used our sacrificial pieces there. We screwed in behind it, and that way it gave us something to nail our first row against so it won't move on our chalk line. And then over here we went ahead and started racking out before I pull those off, I want to get 3 or 4 rows back here. We'll do the same over here. We'll do 3 rows, and then we can pull those boards off behind there. But I don't want it moving whatsoever. So you can see here that already started racking them out. Looks pretty good. And then we'll, okay, we're going to do a few more rows here, and then we'll do reverse the spline. We'll glue the spline in and work our way back into the kitchen. And then back into the foyer also, right here. So we'll pull all those out and we'll start working backwards. So if we get this done today, I'd be happy. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and reverse the spline on this thing so we can run the hardwood the other way and finish that out. So we're going to glue it in. You got the glue.
Yep, got glue.
Glue and paper towel.
Yep.
Might want to bring a hammer
Okay.
just in case.
Needs a little persuasion maybe.
No, I don't think no. Should go pretty easy. I don't know which is better.
We got rubber mallet too.
I wonder if you go just like this, or I don't know which is better. Wish I had a brush that screwed it in there.
I don't know, foam brush or?
No, yeah, one of those old brushes I have.
When you painted the white paint with? I
No.
don't get it.
No. I got these little brushes I had.
Oh, like painting brushes?
No, they're just a little work brush. I got like boxes of them for wood carving.
I knew where they were, I go get them.
I don't know where they are. I go get them.
Yeah.
Got it? All right. got our spline in. See on the back side here. So we are ready to go tomorrow. We'll reverse directions and get the foyer and the kitchen done. All right, we're back on day 2, finishing up the hardwoods. I wouldn't say finishing up. Would you say finishing up? I misspoke there. We're not finishing them up. We're just getting going. But we came back this morning, started back in the kitchen here. I'll turn the camera around here. As you can see, so we're going backwards now. We did reverse blind yesterday evening. My wife's racking them out so I can go back in and nail them. So I'm just letting her get ahead of me a little bit. It takes a little time to figure out, to make sure you don't get the joints together. We're trying to keep the joints at least every other board. You know, you got, you know, every third row or so. We don't care if I find one here. We don't care like here, a joint there and a joint over here. We don't care, but we don't want, you definitely don't want a joint next to each other. Like here and here, you don't want a joint next to each other. You try to keep them at least minimum 8 inches, 6 to 8 inches apart. So, or more for aesthetic reasons. So that's what we're doing right now. So we'll finish up this room and then we'll go into the foyer and finish up that area. And if we get that done today, that'd be pretty good. It takes time though, like you saw the boards back there in the back. So it takes time to go grab, you know, we got them all marked with links. We went through all the cartons. I think there was 78 cartons or something like that. But went through all the cartons and then my wife went through and marked each length, taped it on the floor so we know where to grab in case you need one. So she still uses a tape measure though to kind of figure out what we need for the end. But we're not trying to waste very much either. So we got this cool nail gun. I'll show you how it works here when I put the next row in. But you saw the nail gun I had yesterday. Well, this one belongs to my tile guy and he loaned it to me. Maybe he felt sorry for me. But this one's really cool. It's got rollers on it. So if you'll turn it over here, you can look down there. It's got these rollers that ride along the boards, and then this roller here rides along the top of the boards, and so then this here keeps it along this part down here keeps it along the tongue there. So I'll show you that in operation here in a little bit. But boy, it's slick and it's fast. About as fast as you can move it, so you're not picking it up. You know, picking up, dropping it, picking up, dropping it. So let me rack some out here and I'll show you how it works. All right, so what I do is I rack the first one, I nail the first one in, and then I rack the rest of them out. So everybody probably got their own way. But I put that first one in. Nail that. And then I'll rack the rest of them out here. And then I'll come back and nail all of those. The reason I do that first one is because I don't want them sliding when I hit the ends here and butt them up. So, I want them nice and tight. So there you have it. So you can see how fast it is. If you compared to the old one, where you gotta lift it up, set it down, lift it up, set it down. You just roll it along, and I'm sure the guys who are really good at it are really fast. So I didn't mention what kind of wood we're using. We're using hickory. So just I don't know what stain it is. What do they call it? Jackson hole? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jackson hole. Kind of like the name of that. But anyway, it's just a hickory. Very strong wood. If you're not familiar with hickory, one of the strongest American woods. So a lot of durability, and we got the hand scrape, so you know it's got some rust saw marks in it and everything. This way it's a little more distressed. If it gets a scratch in it, you know, just take your marker and mark it out. Hey, give me that big project, please. Half the kitchen is done, and you can see how we ended here. Right along the line, one full board. That's what we're talking about, making sure you get your measurements right, and that's why I said we back at the beginning, we started 85 inches out and we moved back 4 inches more to make sure we got a full length on that wall back there. So, and it just shows that wall's the same way over here, so we should end up the same way back here. One full board. And we'll come back and cut these in a little bit later, but I think right now we're going to work on the foyer and get that wrapped up today. All right, so we are back at the house. We're still working on hardwood floors. I thought I'd turn around and show you what we got going here. I haven't videoed all of it because you'd probably get bored with me doing the whole floor. So, but we're doing bits and pieces. I'll show you at the beginning how we set it up and stuff, and how we got it chalked off that first line. But let me show you. Let me turn the camera around and show you what we got going. So here you go. So you can see, I think the last time when we started this, I got this on the ram board here. We're putting some ram board down to protect it. Got our cabinets moved back over in the other area in the kitchen, which is good. We'll wait for the installers to come out and install those. Here's the foyer area, you know, running into the closet. We did that reverse spline. I think I showed that part of it, where we did the reverse spline. And so we went into the foyer there, and then working our way into the hall. Now we're over by the fireplace. You can see I have it racked out there, getting ready this morning to do another, I got what, 1, 2, 3, 5 rows there. So racked out 5 rows, about what the width of the paper is, maybe a little bit, probably a little, the paper's probably a little wider than that, but I'll do 5 rows here and then probably put another layer of paper down, that Acubar B. And we're getting close over here into the closet. So, turn the light on. So we're getting close into the closet and the entry area to the master bedroom. But that's what it looks like. It's looking good. There hasn't been any problems whatsoever. You know, I did Tigerwood back in my other home. And this lays pretty nice. A lot of people I've heard talk about hickory doesn't lay nice, but I'll tell you what, this floor here lays really nice. I mean, I could pretty much just kick them in. Everything's running true. I think we took a measurement. I don't know, it could be my walls off a little bit over here. It could have been me, but we're off 1/8 of an inch from one end to the other end. So it's not a big deal. And it could be the wall that's off a little bit. Doesn't mean the floor is off at all, but I'll take 1/8 of an inch. It's not going to really make a difference. You're not going to see that anyway. So we're running pretty true, but we'll get this done here, get this wrapped up. They get the stone on the fireplace. Since we got the ceiling done, we'll have the floor done, and that means they can come in here and lay the stone. And then we'll go back and we'll work on the sunroom, get the ceiling done in there, and then we'll move all that wood in the sunroom into here. Once we get the ram board down, so we'll finish this up. We'll cover it with ram board, protect it from the masoners, and then also just any contractors left coming in here. We still have electrical work that I'm doing some of it, but I'm not doing all of it. And so we got a guy coming in here still doing some of that. And then our tile guy, I showed you that the other day, but back in the room in there, I don't know if you can see it or not, but the master bath, they're working on that. So, you know, we're gonna need to get the tile guys out of here. And so again, that's why we got ram board over here, because they got to walk across here, and there's a bathroom back in there. You can see back in there, they need to grout that and finish that up. So we probably won't do the hallway until they're finished that up, because I don't want them trying to get grout and everything up to the hardwood. So we'll just do that after they leave. But anyway, I might video a little bit this morning on what I'm doing here, and we'll see if we can get this wrapped up in the next day or so. I hope today, really. We should get this room wrapped up today, in fact, because we did all this. What you see here, we did all that yesterday. So there you have it. That's the end result. Unfortunately, we lost our video showing us completing this, but turned out really well. Once again, if you're thinking about doing hardwoods and you're afraid to, I would not be afraid to tackle it. The only thing you got to do is make sure you get that that line, that your layout line correct. Like I say, just make sure you want to try to end on a full board, and you want to probably you really want to make sure you can end on a full board against the walls if you can. It's all right to even a 3/4 board. You just don't want to end with a sliver, and so that's why it's really important to get that layout line right. So, but I think it turned out really nice. Really, it's going to make the room pop and everything. But again, I just want to thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye.